Shout out to you. It's been a minute.
Anyway, good morning, Lagos, and hi, President Zibby.
Did you catch your subs?
As for it, that's not a sub. That's a
Direct.
That's a direct attack on my integrity as an Arsenal fan.
Am I afraid of you? I'm not afraid of you. I'm telling
James
you.
Silas, for everybody
who
is listening, is a Man U fan, and what is happening here is just sour grapes because, of course, they were never even they didn't even get anywhere in Champions League.
It's not sour
and
grapes.
They will not qualify for next Champions League. I'm sure that's the problem.
Oris, this is the grapevine. It's not sour grape. There's no sour grape anything. It's the grapevine.
Yes, the grapevine. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Oris.
Okay.
All right. I'll invite you guys to join. We're actually started, but you're finishing it.
Okay. Concede.
All right, James, let it go. Come on, leave the young man alone. He's been.
Let's do the Arsenal.
Wow. I have suffered tonight.
All right, welcome to the Grapevine. It's all about entertainment this morning. And we have Oris and James with us. We want you to be a part of the conversation. We know you're watching that live stream. It's up on our YouTube channel, Smooth981. And don't forget, you can tweet at Smooth981 and also send us messages via WhatsApp. The number is 0809 440 981. Our first story. Have either of you or anyone listening been to an event in the last few weeks? Did you guys see
I have.
Spraying?
No.
If you're nobody's an accomplice to any crime, please. So no, I am not saying anything.
Say, did you spray or were you sprayed? And I said, did you see?
Before they come and say that, you know what, you're supposed, if you witnessed it, you should come and testify. I did not. I have seen absolutely nothing. I've been in my house, no event, nothing.
All right, James, you've been at an event. Can you say?
Yes, I have. No, there was no spraying. There was no spraying. Yeah, at all. Absolutely no
crimes
spraying.
are committed around James Silas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is a good thing. The Nigerian businessman known as Cubana chief priest has been granted 10 million naira bail now. He'd been arraigned over naira abuse. This is not the first, second, or third time that a person is being arraigned for naira abuse. Thoughts?
Person, what? What does that even mean? It looks to me like you are trying to compare.
There's been other people who've been,
like. I'm just wondering why you're censoring it. Anyway, of course, we all know that the two famous people who have now been, I don't know the word, like caught up by this particular charge.
EFCC. No, first of all, by EFCC. Yes.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Of course, Bobrisky and the Cubana chief priest.
I think last year there was another lady, an actress in the Yoruba movie.
Yes.
Yeah, she was also tried for this.
Yeah. So but yes, in recent times, these are the two people. I think this one will come to Cubana chief priest and Bobrisky. What can I say? It looks to me like there's a basic difference between the both of them. One of them admitted that he was guilty. The other one is like, nope, he isn't guilty. So I think what would happen over the next few weeks, months, I'm not sure how long this thing is going to be, will tell us how going forward will the EFCC actually go after people who say, even if they're supposed to video evidence, but they're like, you know what, that is not what happened. What happens next? From the legal perspective, I was just informed that technically speaking, anybody who is said to have done to spray or something, the naira, from a video evidence, technically can get away with it because it's not quite clear it is the naira. You can argue that in court apparently, because according to the security features,
you have a lawyer with an LLB.
Exactly. According to the security features on the naira, you kind of have to touch it to ascertain whether this thing is real or fake. And if you're spraying counterfeit naira, I'm not sure that it's the same.
That's another charge on its
exactly.
Own. What's that word counterfeit comes in?
No. Well. But technically speaking, you can't be arraigned under this particular law because it is what the naira really, something that looks like it.
Yeah.
So anyway, my point is there will be loopholes, and let's see if Cubana chief priest's lawyer goes that route. That's what I'm looking forward to.
James?
Yeah, I agree with what Oris just said now, especially with the whether counterfeit or no counterfeit. These days in music videos, they use what's it called? I don't know if we should just say counterfeit. I think
let's say dummy.
They use dummy notes. They use dummy notes. So because counterfeit becomes a problem when you try to spend fake naira or fake money. Do you understand? That's where we can start operating in that
when
premise.
you even produce it.
Yeah,
That's a
for
crime.
for spending. Do you understand?
For
But
spending as
for
public,
as a
because
dummy,
in the movies, I'm sure you can do that,
yeah,
but it's not like it's a crime if you do it for a movie,
yes.
for instance. Yeah.
Yes, so that's where the lawyers can argue it, and all of these things they come with experience. Do you understand? With the lawyers and with everybody. I think that in Idris Okunoye's own case, Bobrisky, that is, they thought it was a joke. They thought it was a game, and they came in and then just went, okay, I'm guilty. I'll use my platform to, you know, spread
Educate
awareness,
people.
and he thought it was going to be an easy ride,
Wow.
And
No,
but
no,
the
no.
judge,
James,
yeah,
James,
go ahead.
what
Yes.
what I heard, I mean, I'm not sure. Of course, these are all rumors and everything. Someone was telling me that it appears that they must have had some kind of agreement behind closed doors.
Like
Something like, yes, if you
negotiation,
say
a plea
this,
deal.
exactly, yes. If you say this, because of course the law says two things: you either go to jail for 6 months or you pay 50,000 fine. So what what
Absolutely.
someone was telling me was that yes, that there's this chance that what happened was Idris was informed that, oh, you know what, just say this. If you say this, you take 50K and you can apologize and everything is going to be fine. However, to make an example of this person, they reneged on the deal. And so my guy that's what I heard.
Just okay, this is a technicality now because we can't be 100% certain.
Yeah.
But I've never really heard of any situation where a plea deal is reached and then one part goes against the content of that.
Well, I haven't seen that in
No,
real life, but I've seen
only-
that in the movies. I've seen that in the movies actually a few times.
Yeah, yeah. Also, when it comes to a plea deal is supposed to be a proper. It's also a legal process. Do you understand? The deal is there. It is signed and agreed. It's an
Right.
agreement, sort of. Yeah, your lawyers also will be part of it. So, I think with what Oris is saying, truthfully, sometimes even the law enforcement guys come behind you behind your lawyer to tell you that,
Exactly,
oh,
yes.
you should just say this, and to be
Wow.
easy.
Kind of
and
like
to-
a gentleman's
that's-
agreement.
Yeah,
It's not legally
that's why
agreement. He's not
that-
exactly.
It's not legally binding.
exactly.
Yes.
That's why I felt like he was, he thought it was going to be an easy ride and easy, just say this and
Yeah.
just you go free. Because ordinarily, and even in the whole court process, if you don't waste the judge's time, if you don't waste taxpayers' time, you don't waste the resources, it's supposed to just go smoothly in terms of. I mean,
But
you
I
can
think
get.
the idea is let's make an example of this person who is famous, because this is
Absolutely.
it's a little ridiculous, frankly.
Now during the
I was-
Naira, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that was at the discretion of the judge, sitting judge. It was just at that person's discretion, not necessarily because it was a targeted or a general thing.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, during the Naira scarcity era, people were creating these dummy Naira notes and were spraying. And that's even a much nicer thing, to be honest. Because then you know that nobody's stealing your money, pretending to pick up your money at your events.
Well,
you know that
so
you're getting the real value.
Here's something else I've seen somewhere. I think I've seen it a couple of times, but it's probably not still popular. People, when you have an event, you have like a corner where that's supposed to be like the bank of the event. Now, the actual money that you want to spray, instead of spraying the Naira, you go there, exchange it for a dummy kind of, note or whatever. Then take that dummy note and go spray however you like. But we should also understand and remember that this whole spraying money thing is almost like a traditional or cultural thing around this side of the world. I've seen people who are getting married to Nigerians abroad spraying their dollars. I've seen videos like that. Do you understand? So it's a cultural thing. But but there are ways we need to be able to curb this now. Where like I suggest that just go exchange that money for what you need to. How much the value you want to spray, and then spray, and it's even easier. People will not step, even if you step on it, it's just business paper that has been exchanged. People, even if you cannot steal that one anymore, because some people at parties want to pick up money that's not even theirs, So maybe if we start applying all of those things, it will just make it a lot easier. I am very much down for not abusing the Naira or not abusing money generally, but this time around, it just seems like, again, that even the law enforcement, EFCC, they are just enjoying the whole razzmatazz of social media, and just making it seem like, and then that's why people can actually criticize, and then you can see that they are not even stable or static. Every other time they want to come give us a statement, they want to be found on social media, they want to, that's where it's becoming messy and questionable, really.
Yeah, but I think you're right. There is going forward, I think more people or more maybe the event organizers or maybe the event themselves or the platforms would insist that, you know what, if you are going to spray 100,000 naira, take this amount or take these dominoes, spray this instead and give us that cash. I think it just have to go to,
I'm sure you can spray pounds and dollars according to this rule.
Definitely.
No, I don't think you can.
No,
I'm not sure you can.
No.
This is not the naira,
The
technically.
law is for the naira. It's not. We are not. We're not
advocating for any other currency,
American
right?
currency. So yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, so
I just
another
said
thing
it.
that I want to add is that it also affects those people, that bring naira and money to event places to want to, what's it called? Money hawking. Is that what it's called? Or
Yes,
money
which is a
hawking or
very
hoarding?
strange concept.
That's also supposed to be an offense as well. So I mean, a lot of people catch this, this bullet.
It just means that that particular
that
source of
business,
revenue,
yes,
it's going out of, it's going to go extinct in a bit, in 1, 2,
in a
3,
bit of it.
4.
But another funny thing,
now.
1, 2, 3 now.
another funny thing is that the EFCC seem to be going after people who show it or showcase it on social media, right? Stuff are also happening that's that's not going on, or that's not being exposed or posted on social media. I don't know how they're going to go around.
James, of course.
Yeah.
Invariably, they are listening to people who are doing stuff in their houses that you don't know about. So I think
Yes.
that's a different thing entirely. But whatever they do know about, there's a very good chance that they would try to prosecute.
Now, the thing is, right? So when these two people in recent times have massive social media following. So it's one way to uphold the law, but it's also another way for advocacy and awareness. Like, okay, you know what? This person with his 10 or 15 million followers, this is what happened. Those 10 or 15 million followers are going to learn.
Yes. No, yeah. In that case, fair.
Well, that sounds like very dark. I'm gonna learn. Eh?
Next story, please.
Okay. Burna Boy makes Time Magazine's 100 most influential people of 2024.
Well, if any Nigerian was going to make it, it looks, maybe it should be him, right? I think maybe in the past year, Burna Boy, of course, got the Grammy nominations, 3, I think. Davido 2. So it looks to me, it looks like, yes, this has to be the one person from Nigeria who should probably make that list. And they got Angelique Kidjo, his bestie, his bestie to write the tribute
that is sweet.
to him. So I think that's a very nice touch, because of course everybody kind of knows that Burna does adore Angelique. So it's a very, very nice thing to happen. As for us who are Nigerians, we're like, okay, who is going to be the next, or rather what field? It looks to me like music is, I don't know, for like the past 10 years has been the one thing that we can be proud of as Nigerians in the international space. I'm not sure that any other field is doing quite as well.
Chess in slums, Tunde Anakaya.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But I think that chess as a thing, if I asked you, for instance, if you can name like 2 grandmasters over the past 20 years, could you? You see? No. Yeah, But if I said, hey, can you name 10 pop stars? You would do that, right? So there is that. There are people who do stuff in there. I mean, I can also boast to have been part of the
exactly. Talk your talk.
Exactly. Everybody can say what they are doing, internationally. But it always means that the mainstream is the mainstream. And when it comes to like globally, it looks to me like, yes, if you're a Nigerian or as a country, the musicians are the ones who are really, really, really kind of making the country proud. We cannot say the same thing for our politicians, for instance. We can't say the same thing for our sportsmen. We had the AFCON. We couldn't win that one. So,
we got to the finals. Come on.
Well. My point anyway, largely, is that look, and that's still a continental. Remember that's a continental thing. It's not the Grammys. It's not global. It's continental. So my point is, generally speaking, as a country right now, if you are not in the music space, or rather, if it is not the music space, it looks to me like you really struggle to see us standing incredibly tall in any other aspect.
That is open to debate. James, what do you think?
Unfortunate, but it's true.
I mean, we have to call it spade a spade. The truth is the truth, when it comes to these things. What I was actually, when I saw this story, I was wondering, I didn't take time to check what exactly was the criteria for selecting the 100 people, and also that, even picking Burna Boy.
Influence.
Wasn't Adolf Hitler Times Man of the Year?
That's a different thing entirely. By
okay.
The way. And let's face it, I think that's 19 between 1969 and 1945 is entirely. Look, I know that
he was very
you kind of
negative.
Kind of said yes, you can say that. The man was actually important. So there is that. Anyway, James, what are you saying?
Yeah, so I'm just saying that okay, I mean, but if it's just influence, truthfully, Burna Boy in the past how many years has really, really, really been very impactful in his art, in the way it affects the continent, Nigeria generally, and even the whole thing about Afrobeats and so on. So Burna Boy, you really have to give it to him. Whether you like it or not, um, he deserves, or he actually has proven himself to be on that level. Burna Boy has done stuff that a lot of American artists who have big names and stuff have not been able to
I want to
achieve,
them. That is true.
even in the stretch of their careers. So we got to give it to him, man. I mean, if it's not Burna Boy right now, who can you possibly give that to?
But James,
So
even
yeah.
if it's not music.
All right. This
No.
is going to go on
Okay.
and on and on. By the way, we have a baby announcement. Someone is having a baby, and I won't tell you if it's James. I won't tell you if it's Oris. I won't tell you if it's me, but we'll talk about that on the other side.
There you go. Sound like my pastor.
I'm like, yes, where did you get the
It's not like my pastor. Like,
it is not any of the three of us on YouTube.
there's a baby
YouTube guys,
announcement. I'm
it's none
like,
of us.
That was clickbait.
Is nobody here, please?
How you trying to
Is
somebody here?
nobody here? I am looking
no,
at
it's
Zibby.
Zibby's dog.
Zibby's
It's Zibby's dog. Zibby's dog. It's Zibby's dog. It has to be Zibby's dog.
Look at Zibby. I'm looking at Zibby here. There's no evidence anywhere. Oh. There's no evidence anywhere.
Surprise!
Except of course it's a food baby. Otherwise, there's nothing. There's nothing. No evidence anywhere. Maybe it's a food baby. That's it.
Oh my days. Wow. But you guys, I think Nigeria has done well in sport though.
It's not true now.
Champion Musan.
How many years ago was that?
Well, she's still doing her thing.
That's like 3 years or 4 years ago now. No, think about it.
But to
Really.
be fair, Burna Boy is like,
forget. I'm trying to do like, let's even speak about the field, generally speaking. In terms of like globally, we are nowhere. It's unfortunate, but it's just true.
yeah.
We can't say the same thing for film. Definitely, it's not even close. We can't even say that for film.
Nah.
We can't say that for science. No such thing. We
We
can't say that for visual arts. In all of the spaces you think about, we really can't say anything. Banking, probably
recently,
not.
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, it's music. For the past 10, 15 years, it's just been music, frankly. And it's
True.
unfortunate.
I think 10, 15 years, just music is a bit of a stretch, though.
What? What else? What else?
But it's true.
Tell me now.
But it's true.
Tell me.
It's true. What else?
Tell me.
Think about it. What
music, you can call at least 5 people who have been, this.
I think the
There's
last
not that space.
in Burna's era, I think this is. I don't think I said maybe in the last 5 years. I don't think I would say in 10 or 15 years.
Burna has been around since
It's more than
2015.
that.
Yeah, but Burna was not on this level then, was he?
I'm not arguing, but then you had Wizkid, you had all of this other, you had Wizkid, you had all of this guys. No,
Did really get there?
you are not wrong.
You
No,
collabos.
you are true. That's very true. My point
No,
is
but
that
even at that,
even then, yes,
it-
even then,
it was still
what else
music.
do you compare with?
Yo, we still had Olu Maintain when he did all our controversial songs, all those things that he did with
Oh my
Exactly.
days.
well, yeah, it was still music.
It's
It was still
sad,
music.
but
Okay,
I
let's
can't think
go
of
on.
anything else.
We'll start with the messages.
All right.
It's the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. You know what? The conversation never stops, and this is why you should be on the live stream. It's Smooth 981 on YouTube. Oris, James, and we're going at it. I mean, of course. Anyways, let's look at some of the messages we have coming through. This one is from Shola. Shola says, spray dollars, $1 notes instead of 1,000 naira. At least it's not naira. And Ian says, killing a fly with a hammer in the presence of other flies. Xavier says, Oris, is sports a joke to you? See how you narrowed your talk to football? What happened to athletics? Exactly what I said.
It's always going to be Toby. Toby was 3 years ago, people. Get over it.
When Toby broke the world record, you were under a rock, I guess. Oh, wow. Was it the Olubo rock? Athletics in particular has been put in Nigeria on the world map even before music dreamt of it.
1996, man. Everybody keeps talking about Chuma John and Red. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay. Francis from Ojo says, Oris, I watched the EFCC interview yesterday. He said, even if you're spraying counterfeit, that is wrong and one can be prosecuted. But the EFCC, please just cancel our old videos of spray money and can we start afresh? They've been nabbing people from previous videos. The risky one had evidence from a few years ago.
Yeah,
actually.
it's one thing to say it though, but the letter of the law doesn't actually say anything about counterfeit. So I'm not sure the guy is right. The EFCC PR guy is right.
Are you saying the EFCC PR guy doesn't have the
I
right
can, yes.
information?
Unfortunately,
That is
unfortunately, it is true because I read the thing. There's nothing about counterfeit on that particular.
No, but that's
so
a
you can-
different issue at all. Counterfeit. Once that word counterfeit comes in, that's a different charge, possibly.
No. He was saying that spraying it is wrong. But I'm saying the law doesn't say anything about counterfeit or like it says the naira in particular, and the counterfeit is not the naira.
Right. Let's see what Tayo says. Tayo says, I'd like to know how the prosecutorial power of the EFC is determined. Chief Priest doesn't want to go down without swinging. Man brought a learned. Let's test the law. The plea agreed between parties can be rejected by the judge. Okay. I didn't know that. Xavier says you are not an athletics person for you to mention 96 Olympics, so it's fine.
Xavier, we know
Xavier is coming after you how EFCC is coming after Naira abusers.
They will just put him after me anyway, so this is entirely fine. Part for the course.
Okay, Tayo says, I wonder what the point is. If you want to dash or spray the celebrants with money by buying dummy notes, why not transfer? Shout out to Tunde Onakoya.
How can you have the lavishness?
The Nigerianness, right? Shout out to Tunde Onakoya. Bring it home. Imagine Burna Boy learning chess so that he can conquer that field. Portable will make that prestigious list.
No, portable. I'm sorry, guys.
Tayo is probably just pulling 6 legs right now, and a million more listening. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Tiwa Savage says she basically ditched acting for music. Whoa.
James,
Yeah.
about this?
So I'm sure she has talked about this before. This is not new. You understand? She's talked about this way back before in her earlier days. And of course, the funny thing about this, this recent interview or this statement is that she said that she met a guy who she had a crush on, who now helped her move into music. The guy was had a lot of celebrity or artist friends and stuff. I don't know why she just couldn't say T-bills, because from the original story, it was from true T-bills like that she came into music proper. So, but it's still interesting. I like, but like I said, I've said it before that Tiwa was on MTV Sugar, I think that's the only part I've seen her really act. But we cannot say that actually. Some people will not take that as serious acting or a serious role, but I feel like that there exactly she had done that whole acting thing. So this time around, I think it's May 10th. It will go live on May 10th, if I'm not mistaken. It will be interesting to see. It will be nice to see how she plays the role or what the story will be and everything, because the title of the movie is obviously Water and Gary, which is like a spin-off of what's it called?
The
Like,
exact title
except of her EP, And if you listen to the songs from that EP, I don't know how to connect it at all, but let's see what the story is about. Let's see what the movie is about, or and then we'll be able to talk more about it. But yeah, it's okay. That's a story,
There's a small connection, I guess, between the character she's playing and Tiwa that we know apparently, because but she's a musician, of course, as we know. But in the film, I think she played the fashion designer who comes back to Nigeria, which is kind of like So
okay.
So maybe there are parts of it that's autobiographical. I have no idea, but like you say, we will find out.
And it will be nice to see how Tiwa's acting is, because some artists in the past have delved into acting and the results have been disastrous, like Madonna. Madonna was horrible as an actress.
What? No, I don't really feel like it was horrible. I know that she wasn't with. There was a film she did with her former husband, Richie, Swept Away. But I really kind of liked, maybe not her, but I really liked the film Evita.
Evita, but she basically sang every line. She didn't speak. It was all about her.
Yeah, but that wasn't bad. Then she did the other film, the erotic thriller.
Desperately Seeking Susan. If you saw that one, you would be in tears.
Please, that one had a great soundtrack. Get into the groove.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, that's a great soundtrack.
But then there are people like Jennifer Hudson, though, that have been amazing. First, they were singers, first movie role, they got an Emmy, they got an Oscar. So let's see if Tiwa can be the next Hudson.
Oris, what do you think about Beyonce as an actress?
Look, I think that's
I know what the
that's one of the big flaws, or rather big problems of having people who are big elsewhere, especially in music, coming into acting. There's a part of them that can't forget who they are. So you're supposed to be playing this person who's a downtrodden person, but in your head you're like, I am Beyonce, I am Tiwa Savage, and sometimes you can see that playing out. You're like somebody who should be super humble in the scene. You're like, but you look a little haughty. Why are you looking like this? You look like, you know what, you know who you really are in real life. I think that's really the
Yes.
problem. And sometimes not just them, it's not about the audience, because you find it hard to like separate who you are seeing on the screen with who you know this other person to be. And
Yeah.
especially with now with a lot of social media, you see somebody balling in the club or whatever, and supposed to play a woman whose husband just died and it's supposed to be sad. You're like, but I can't really reconcile this.
It doesn't work.
So you have to do double the work. Unfortunately, not a lot of stars are willing to put in that work, sadly.
All right. What about people like Ikechukwu or Banky?
Yeah, so Ikechukwu, I think, is a very good example of somebody who I think is a very decent actor. I think that's partly because he came into it after his peak as a musician.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that yes, it means that you have lost that other aura.
All right.
can't
So
be
it's like
this
a
other thing.
rediscovery for the
Exactly.
audience.
With Banky is technically playing Banky. Let's not lie. I think the two roles I've seen him in, Sugar Rush and the Wedding Party movies. He's still
Fine Rich Boy.
exactly still this person. He's never really moved away from this fine rich boy, like you said, fine rich boy character, fine good looking rich boy character into something that is entirely different. So Banky, I do not think qualifies. In fact, I'm not sure that I know a Nigerian artist who's been a big star, who's had like a role and had to play something entirely different and has excelled at it. So maybe Tiwa is going to be the exception. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, but meanwhile, talking about Ikechukwu, I mean, he has a new song right now that's actually popping. That's not doing badly at all. Titled Breeze. I think, yeah, you can check it out. I mean, I think he did real good on it. I was going to ask you, what you think about Kelly Rowland as an actress as well? I think that one has not done badly at all.
Thumbs down.
I'm sorry, with Italian
Come on, guys!
I
Come
can't take too much.
on!
I'm sorry.
Some of those scenes were painful to watch.
I'm sorry, man. Nah.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the messages. Victor Sheon says, does the rule apply to spraying the naira in public places? Can I spray my wife naira in my bedroom?
If your sister sees that video, you're in trouble.
And people commit crimes in private. So once it's being known, you in trouble.
Keep that video away from the EFCC. That's all I can say to you. Chill.
All right.
Yeah, but
okay.
that whole thing better go around. Do you understand? Because we're still seeing a lot of them people, those other people who are doing the same thing. The people at the tops now, they've done the same thing. You know what I'm talking about. So,
why are you trying to put James on the Oris?
James, I think
seriously, it needs to go around.
The next that's going to happen is going to be we are going to see either a former or a sitting House of Rep or senator's daughter or son getting married. Let's see how that works. I think that's really what we're looking forward to. Let's just see how they're going to play.
The cameras will be waiting to capture the moment.
No, so they might not spray the money, but they'll just be bringing out bundles and be giving the person.
So
we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Don't worry, we'll see, James.
James, you know a lot about this. Sorry. If you give someone bundles respectfully at a ceremony,
it is yes. According to the letter of the law. Now the EFCC PR guy can come and say whatever he's saying. The letter that I read, that thing that I read, that is not spraying. Yeah. Spraying implies something different from handing money respectfully, as you've said it.
Right.
So I think that would actually fly. The issue is they don't want you to make the naira look like something that is of no value. I think that's really the problem. It's more like an image making thing for the naira than anything else, frankly.
Okay.
Let's just wait to the next election. Actually, let's wait to the next election.
That is true.
Taya says Madonna is good for short scenes like her stint in James Bond. I think it's hard for actors to cross into music than the other way around.
Yeah, somebody has mentioned Reminisce. Very good point. Yes, I think Reminisce was really.
He wasn't a big star, was he?
He's
a big star.
His people are going to come after you. But I think that's a very.
He was a good actor.
Yes, I think Reminisce was actually good. Fowles, I feel like Fowles is playing what Fowles plays. I don't really think of Fowles as great, but Reminisce actually was very good in it. What's that film?
Is it Wedding Party?
No, it was
King of Boys.
King of Boys, yes.
King of Boys, yeah.
Exceptional. Although it kind of plays into who he kind of presents as this thuggish guy in music. But frankly, I would say yes. Reminisce is probably the exception. But you're also right that he was never really. I don't think Reminisce was ever top 4 in Nigeria.
And he's a rapper, right?
Yes, he's a rapper. Yes.
Right. The rap music in Nigeria.
Unless you were Olamide or Emma at their peak. Yeah. It's hard to say that you were like among the top 3 at any point in time in this country, sadly.
Xavier says.
Xavier's fighting like an entire novel.
There was a lady I came across on Instagram who just broke the Guinness World Records for the longest interview or something, a Nigerian lady. I remember that. Can't remember her name. I saw it yesterday. Yeah. Kudos to her. Tiwa can still venture into acting. Some of our older Nollywood legends started their acting career in their 30s and 40s. It's not about the age. It's about the skill sets. That's what we're talking about. Shout out to James Onyenkim. This
Yes, so
round of a man almost made me forget to say hi. Damn.
Xavier, shout out to you, bro.
Ikechukwu is an actor. Did you guys see the YouTube series Little Black Book? It was beautiful.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah, that one. True.
Okay.
Oris, I like too much do good, and I like
Let's
too
see.
much to go and hand over a bundle of naira to celebrants that you didn't spray it, because the PR said if you do that, placing the shoulder and body is this.
Okay, show down, buddy. What about in the pounds? Because the pound is like a gift, right?
You're kidding me. That's what I'm saying. Look, my point is this. The PR guy can say anything, like that's entirely fine.
Oh, whoa.
When it comes to a judge sitting somewhere, it's entirely different, because he's going to have
Yes.
to go with what is written in the law. So PR guy, feel free. As Francis keeps telling, Francis really watched that interview, by the way, with this PR guy, because he's like every single sentence the guy said. But I'm telling you, Sha, that when it comes to it, I don't think
Let's just be on the safe side and not do that.
No, we must hand people money, please. I know,
okay, hand it
no
to them
spraying, but
publicly.
yes.
Privately, I beg your pardon.
No. So
all right, we're almost out of time, but we have to tell you who is having a baby. So it is not James. It is not Oris.
Definitely not. Unless you call me and tell me privately.
It is not Zibby.
It's not Zibby.
Yeah.
It's not, I can see Zibby. It's not Zibby. Nothing is happening here. I'm sorry. It's not Zibby.
It's the R&B singer and actress with a few scenes in movies here and there, Ashanti. So Nelly and Ashanti have officially confirmed that they are having a baby and they are engaged. So they're going to the chapel, they're going to get married, and they're going to have a baby.
Yeah, apparently this the second what's it called? Second celebrity.
Announcements?
No. Second celebrity, pair of celebrities who are like doing stuff after doing stuff like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, they had like something back in the dilemma or
of course.
Yeah. Now they are back. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. I'm like,
yeah, those people don't look happy.
Today, call your ex. People listening to me, you know. Your soulmate just might be somebody you knew in the past.
Oh wow.
Oris just spoke for himself right there.
Yeah, he did.
Leave Oris
alone. Smile on his face.
Wow.
I'm only telling people in Lagos, whoever you are, call that ex. That might be your future.
That is all the time that we have for the show this morning. Thanks for your messages. Thanks for listening. And special thanks to our amazing analysts. It's James and Oris. You can catch them on YouTube, the James and Oris Show.
Yep. And you can also catch me.
Yeah.
Catch Oris on Twitter and catch Oris Gram on the Instagrams.
And James, it's at James Silas.
Absolutely. And then from next week, we'll be back live, myself and Oris, for the James and Oris Show back on YouTube.
All right. That is it for the Grapevine. Stay with us. Lagos Talks from 9 a.m.